Yes, basically. Yes, Brother Judah, give thanks. Rastafari, Royal Majesty, give thanks. Definitely we give thanks as we're just about to go live. Livity, live stream on HTS and also on Instagram, on YouTube, so we give thanks. Definitely. Yes, we definitely give thanks for life and a mighty life given. We give thanks for all good things around us are basically sent from Zion above. So we praise for his divine love, his sincere love. And as we give thanks, as you know that we are also live on YouTube and live on Instagram. Give thanks for all those people who have joined us on Instagram. Jamnik Paul, Zion Goddess, Lifestyle Vibes, Weasel Patwa, greetings my Lord, Priest Kailash, give thanks, Honorable Sister, Honorable Princess Mia, Touch of the Angels, Dr. Blazy, Ya Preciosa, give thanks, Empress Natasha, give thanks for all those people, Royal Majesty, give thanks, Elaine Waters, Judah Black Lion, give thanks all those people who are with us on Instagram and all those people definitely who are with us on YouTube and the people who are looking onto the screen live here, from the beautiful country of St. Lucia. Definitely we give thanks as it is a very special moment in creation, as every day is a present, as your presence is always a present, and even your presence is also a present to whoever it is that is actually there with you. So it is important that as we enter into the realms of the December month coming up, and then we are getting into colder months, and the coldest times would be the ending of December going into January, so these times they will be very, very cold, and as you know, definitely in cold time you will definitely be getting the cold. And also, we have plenty of things expected to actually take place even within that whole time there when it comes to the ending of December. And it is very important that we as a people, as a collective, because all of us are one, everyone is basically one, as His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I said, until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, Yes, well, all them things, everyone is just one, and that is very relevant in the time that we are living right now, as we suppose, if we really understand as a people that we are one, that we are one. What you do unto others, so you do unto your own self, and when you do it to yourself, you might not even realize that, that what you're doing to somebody, you might not even be realizing that you're actually doing it to your own self. Yeah, blessed love, World Boss, give thanks. So it is very important that we understand the key aspects of the man, because when we go into the realms of sickness and disease, many people does actually just believe like it's a physical symptom, but we break it down into 7 aspects. Okay, well, you could even break it down into 14 or 21. Yes, Andy, blessed love, sister, give thanks, honorable, not a love. We break it down into 7 aspects when it comes to that 7 aspect of the man being the created being of the man. The physical man is just one aspect of the man. You have plenty components of the man. So when you start off from the God and the goddess component of the man and woman, because it is not just like as if it's a man, it's man and woman, or woman and man in fact. If it is that you really have to see who is the first person, definitely you'd have to say it's a woman. Hands down, the woman wins the show. Hands down, it's the woman. So give thanks to the woman, give thanks for the goddess of creation. And the God and goddess nature of the man is that aspect, that creator aspect of the man, because the man has his God and goddess nature. He has his spiritual nature. He has his astral nature. And still he has his ethereal nature. And still he has his emotional nature, right? And still he has his physical nature. You understand? So the man in his every right is basically consistent of, is made up of different levels of the creation of the man. So it's not what you see with your eyes only, that flesh and that beard and the skin and the nose and the eyes and the eyebrow and the beard, and that's not what really all makes a man. Behind that there are plenty different things that actually make up a man. So when you fully understand that, look, that you're not just that physical, that flesh and that bone and that teeth, right? You are a lot more than that. You are a living spirit. You are an energy. You are light, right? You are a star, right? You are what the people would call a soul, which is basically the material, the material aspects of yourself, your character, your morality, all these different things, they're manifested in an immaterial form. So your soul is basically something that is not tangible yet still tangible, right? Because it basically, if you are the soul of something, that means that you are the center of it. And if it is that you are the soul, if that is like soul food, it is food that is good for your inner core. In the same way they have soul music, it is music that is good for your inner core. So give thanks that we have that understanding that we are going just to break down these different levels of the man. So at least, we're really going to get that kind of a understanding of when I say man and woman. And sometimes, we just say so many things, right? When it comes to the whole realms of, okay, boy, it's just man represents both man and woman. No. So it's good that we also highlight the human aspect of things. So we're talking about man and woman, or woman and man. And then you're talking about goddess and God of creation. So definitely we do give thanks for that divine principle of the God principle, which is the creator principle that actually embodies a man. So when you see a human being actually walking down the road, he has a God manifestation or a goddess manifestation. So even if you see that flesh and that bones and that teeth, right, that basically has what we would refer to as a god and a goddess, or a goddess and a god manifestation of that physical, that flesh that you could actually touch and that you could actually feel. I'm going to answer this question shortly on addiction and that stuff there, but let me go into the whole realms of the God and Goddess. So when you fully understand that this person that you see is a God and a Goddess, meaning that, very important, that they can create, right? So even the Bible tells us that ye are all gods and the children of the Most High, right? And if it is that you were created in the image and the likeness of God, definitely that means that you're supposed to be looking like a God. And if it is that you were created in his image and his likeness, definitely God must be looking like me. I can't figure out anyone else that God, the creator, is supposed to be looking like than me, because I was created in his image and his likeness. For me personally, there is that God self, that God configuration, and for the woman, that goddess configuration. So when you see that entity and that person comes and they're not well, or they well, whatever it is that, and if it is that you're not well, it's not just that you are physically unwell. You have that different aspects of you, that different manifestation of you. Your God self could not be well also. So you're talking about that aspect of you that's fundamentally responsible for creating, for bringing forth into existence, taking things out of the thought realms of the blackness of the universe, right? Taking things out from the ether realms, that tangible yet intangible, because everything is tangible yet intangible, aspect of that whole fluid, outer space and inner space that you call the ether, that energy. You could take things out of that space there and bring it through your God self and bring it forth into creation. Very important, it might sound a little bit far-fetched, but come on, man. Anything that you have to do, you have to think about it and you have to create it. Enough people create, right? So at the end of the day, you as a man or you as a woman, there is that God and goddess nature that we must actually embrace within ourselves. So if it is that you yourself begin to understand that you have a God nature and you begin to see, well, look, you have a God nature, it then means that definitely, right, you're going to start to deal with yourself a bit better, because if you know that you are God or you are goddess, that means that you are going to begin to definitely treat yourself more as a God and more as a goddess, right? So you have that creative aspect of you as a person, that seen yet unseen aspect, which is called the God and goddess aspect, that you also have to check for, and you have to nurture. You have to always remember to keep that creative potential that you have inside of you. Always keep it, always keep it, always keep it manifesting. And then there is that little spirit, that little aspect inside, that voice that is within you, that, when people, after a period of time, you see your inner self does even stop. You just be talking so much and you don't listen and you don't take a little time quiet and you don't meditate, that you would stop hearing when that God self is actually speaking to you, that inner being inside of you speaking to you. Because remember, that we are all one. That's how we say, we are all one. We are all carbon. We are one. We are one. Right? So if it is that we are one, that means that we are coming from that one source. So if you understand that, then that means that you're going to be able to deal with one another in a more divine, godly manner. And because you see yourself as a God being, that means that definitely you'll be able to see that another man or another woman can be a God and a goddess being. So when it is that you're not well, and you probably have diabetes, high blood pressure, or whatever it is, schizophrenia, whatever it is, your God self, your God component, that God aspect of you would also be not well. So when you're talking about not being well, we're talking about, so let's look at that visible and that invisible form. That is the God and the goddess and the God form of you. That is dis-ease, not at ease. Because it's a mystical thing, when you really look at it. And one of these days I'm going to break down some stuff to you, but it's important that you just stay focused. So you have the God and goddess self, the seen and yet unseen self that is responsible for creation, that actually takes things out of that realms and bring it forth into the physical manifestation. So you procreate. That means that a man and a woman has that full capacity to actually take a sperm and an egg, and then after 9 months, right, over 40 weeks, right, what happens is that the woman pushes out of the water, which is called the nun or the naunet or the nun, right, as the Catholics do refer to the nuns as nun. But in ancient Kemetic principles, that the creation story, when it comes to the whole aspect of creation, that the spirit, right, of Ptah, which is that being, was roaming over the waters and entered into the waters and then come out as the first created being. So even in the whole ancient aspect of God, when it comes to the whole ancient theological aspect of God, it is still the water representing the woman and the fire that represents the man, right? So, and then the child now, that trinity, that creation, the Ra, which is the sun, S-U-N, the S-O-N, coming out of the nun or the naunet or the woman. So when it is that you as a woman come into the realm, so that you could actually push a child out of your womb, out of your waters. Because remember, the child is in a water bag. So when that child actually comes out of that water and comes off, this is that whole creation story that you talk about, that ancient creation story, and the walls of, and the hieroglyphs in Kemet, right? And same that same creation story, even when you find it in Genesis, when they say the Spirit of God was roaming over the waters, which is basically talking about the male and the female entity, the female and the male entity, goddess and God, God and goddess, that perfect balance. So you cannot have a male divine and not a female divine. So we give thanks that you understand that. When it comes to your holy healing, you also have to focus on that God self of you, because you have a God nature. You understand that? You can procreate before creation. You can create. Right? So it is important that we fully understand that. So okay, so we move from the God aspect. Then you go to your, okay, let's do the astral aspect of a man. So you say, well, you could astral project them. Or I mean, some people call it a theory, but I say on earth, as in Zion, what is terrestrial, what is on the earth, in the ground, on the ground, above the ground, is also in the heavens, right? And this was manifested again in Kemet. I mean, definitely, that was manifested when the pyramids of Giza was basically, the three pyramids was actually aligned with the Orion belt, which is in the heavens right now. And right now, as we're approaching the 10th of December, which is Human Rights Day, and also the rise of Orion, at exactly 6 p.m. at 6 p.m. on 10th of December, 11th of December going up, right? You see the Orion belts coming over the hemisphere right there in St. Lucia. So you can see the three stars aligned, and this is basically in perfect alignment with the pyramid in Giza, right? Them three pyramids there. So definitely we understand that the on earth, as in Zion above, is a manifestation. So you are a star. So when they say, boy, okay, I'm not a star, I'm a Ras star. Okay, all right, okay, you're still a Ra, and you're still star. Okay, Ra, and you're a Ra star. So we give thanks of a star. Okay, you're a star, so you have 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, leg, 5 points. So you are 5-pointed star. So you are a star. So you are in that astronomical and astrological perception. You still have an astral or a star, that represents you in all those stars that you see over there, twinkling, and all these different things you see there. Definitely, there is one of them that basically that represents you. That is why it is important. And okay, so you don't, okay, all right, what is okay, all right. So you know that you have high tide and low tide being affected. You see, as the moon is going up right now, as the moon is getting fatter and fatter until it comes to its full glory, right? It affects the level of water. It affects when a woman have a cycle. It affects when a woman is giving birth. So you are physically affected, as you are over 75% water, by what happens in the heavens. As the Bible says, the heavens declare the glory. Day unto day uttereth speech, night unto night showeth knowledge. So what else? So what is saying there? Okay, all right. So let's continue then. So then, when we understand that you as a man, you have that God and goddess aspect of you, that creator, and then you also have that astrological and astronomical, right, aspect of you, meaning that you were birthed, you came into creation when a particular star, a particular planet, a particular moon, right, a particular system of stars, galaxy was aligned in a specific way in a particular time. And that time will come into being cyclically. If it's every 365 and a half days, or if it's every 7 years, or if it's every 50 years, or if it's every 100 years, whatever it is, you have this alignment coming into place, whatever time that it is. So when you now born under that star in that time, that's what they call the horrible scope. I don't really believe in the horrible scope. I'm just telling you straight. I fast surpass that. I'm just telling you on a different level that I don't believe in the horrible scope. The horoscope, I mean, it's gonna tell you some horror stories, but I do believe that, and I must believe that I know that for sure, that the celestial goodies, not bodies, they're not bad. They directly represent us, and the time that we are created under them could actually affect our whole existence. And so it affects us, so it affects plants. So it affects, because okay, you could plant corn when the moon is full, and then you might get your corn coming out a particular type of way, or worms might eat it, right? On if you plant it on the dark, the day before the new moon, your corn will come out real nice. If you go and cut a piece of bamboo, right? Okay, you see right now as the moon is getting bigger and bigger, if you go and cut a bamboo, within a couple of days, you see worms and termites eating that up, right? So when it comes to, if you cut it in the right moon, what happens is that that'll stay for years without any termites eating it up. Why? Because of that astrological and astronomical and that astral aspect of a man. Specifically, very important. So when you talk about your astral aspect, that means that nature of the man, that connection of the God man, right, to that spiritual man or to that ether man, and connects you down into that root. So when they say, boy, you feel like, sometimes you feel like you live in an out of body experience, right? That means that, yeah, okay, all right, well, look, okay, wow. That means that your star self, you know, your astral self, right, has actually dismembered from you. I'm just saying that to one too, because you could sit down and you could hold a meditation and you could basically uplift yourself. People have out of body experience, of course, all the time. So what are you talking about? Yes, Honorable, give thanks for all of you on Instagram who have joined us. You know, give thanks for Jomo 888 up full bro. Give thanks, beloved. Melissa Designs. What cause Ringworm? We're going to be answering some questions just now. What is the time now? So the time now is 9:23. So we're going to open up the lines in St. Lucia at 9:30, and also we're going to be taking the questions from you. But let us just go to your spirit self. The spirit self of the man is the breath of the man, right? So your spirit is your life. That's why they say a flesh is okay. As a man, you are a living spirit. So if your flesh perish, then that means that if your flesh perish, that means that, well, your spirit has actually left the flesh, and the spirit now is no longer like a living spirit. They might call it a ghost, right? So your spirit self, right, is that God nature that is manifest inside of that physical nature, right? So when it comes to that breath, understanding that you are a living spirit, meaning that you are a light. Okay, so you could either be a Holy Spirit or you could be an evil spirit. So it doesn't mean that when you hear spirit, that means that it have to be something good. You know, so you could say, yeah, man, that man, I don't like that man's spirit, you know, man. You see, this man, I just don't like that man's spirit. You see, oh, this man's spirit not going with me, you know. This man's spirit not going with me. So what are you talking about? So you are a living spirit, right? So understanding that a man's spiritual aspect, that's what religion is supposed to be, you know. Someone's religion, right, supposed to be a ritual that they practice so steadfastly that they will stop being religious and become spiritual. Your religion supposed to be your pathway towards spirituality. Attaining that point whereby, yes, you don't judge, you don't prejudice, right? But you look at things from a spirit perspective. So you see deep within, you see far past the skin and the teeth and the bones, right? You examine the spirit. So you weigh the heart against the feather. So you have to understand that, look, that you're not just a physical man. You are a spirit man. You are a God man. You have an astral connection to the heavens. That's why even when Christ was being born, there was this bright star in the sky that the three wise men were following. And I mean, all these things is what you call allegories, because you know that the bright star that they were talking about is basically Sirius A, which is the brightest star in the heavens. That's Sirius A. So by now, okay, Sirius supposed to be up in the sky already, and then the three wise men are the three stars in the belt of Orion, the Orion belt. So if you have to understand all them different little things, because all them things, there's things that I mean S-U-N son and S-O-N son is the same son, the Son of God and the Son of God, right? So when we understand that, then at least then we're going to begin to to fully see, well, look, oh yeah, man. So you have an astral aspect of things. Everything that is represented physically have that aspect, that heavenly manifestation. So yes, of course. So you're going to be taking your life more serious. Take things more serious because you understand that, look, you're not just a physical man, you're a spirit being. And still, you have star connections. And still, you are God or goddess. That means that you need to start to deal with yourself on a higher principle, a higher frequency, a higher vibration of love, tenderness, and mercy. Right? So nurture your spirit with charity, with good deeds, good thoughts. Right? That's how you nurture your spirit. You know, of good works. As a man say, well, you could either be a good spirit or you could really be an evil spirit. Right? So definitely, it's not just that you will be good and then that, you know. Okay, I mean, Kes Dowell said he don't believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe in Jesus neither, brother. I'm just using the Bible to tell you, right? I do believe that, you know, I do believe that, I mean, there is a Christ. The Christ figure is a Christ. And as Marcus Garvey say, you could just sit down and you could become a Christ. Because a Christ is just a savior, man. If you could save the world and be a Christ figure, so don't sit down there and believe it's only Jesus, as they talk about in the Bible, that really is some kind of thing. I mean, there was Horus, there is Buddha, and there is plenty other of Christ figures that actually walk the earth. You know, plenty. You know, Krishna and all the different things that different people do, and all them different type of things. So I'm not talking about no Jesus thing there. Guess I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so what we're talking about is that, okay, you have the God self, then you have the astral self, then you have your spirit self, you know, that spirit, that breath, that energy that's very important, that could actually sustain you, right? And then you have what you call your soul. Now your soul is as we say, is that immaterial aspect of you, of your character, you know, that of your morality, of your standing, right? So what kind of soul? Man, this man, they don't have a soul. So the soul really represents the whole aspect of what you refer to as that your consciousness. So you have a conscience, and yes, guess the whole, yeah, man, I don't know Jesus thing, man. Give thanks, my Lord, heart of love. So you don't know, is that you're conscious. So if you're conscious, then you have a conscience. So when you deal with the soul, that means that you start to deal with basically that soul aspect of the herb. So when you come to a herb, it's not like then that you have, okay, but boom, so you go to a herb and because you're sick, just pull off the herb and kill the herb, or go to a tree and you throw stones and you cut the tree just to get the fruit. Come on, man. Then you don't really have a soul, right? So when you deal on that soul level, it means that your morality, your consciousness, right? That aspect of you, your nature, when it comes to you as a man, that godliness manifests, right? So because everything is linked, because it's still one. It's still that one. It's just that you have different natures, different aspects of you that you must take into account. Every decision that you make in your life, that would actually help your life to become a better life, because you consider all type of things. So you're not just drinking herbal tea because you're just sick, right? You deal with the herb because the herb as a being, the herb as a living being also wants to be alive. The tree will grow towards the sun because the tree wants to be alive, right? So if you put a tree in a corner where it gets no sunlight, the tree will try and go to the sunlight because the sea wants to live. The sea wants to have photosynthesis. The sea definitely, the tree definitely wants to produce food, right? So it is very important that we understand that soul aspect. Understand that, look, okay, yes, man, you have a soul, you are conscious, you have a conscience. That means that you deal with things with that spirit of love and understanding, and understand that what goes out comes in, what's above, so below, right? So then you understand, well, look, you have to take more responsibility for your actions. So you stand up for whatever it is that you are doing. Yes, Adad 752, give thanks for the wave. Black Chinese, give thanks. Honorable for the wave. Rhonda Hellis, okay, all right, give thanks for that wave there. Blessed love to all those people who are with us. Queen Sheba 7, every child has a star that shines for them when they birth on these earth realms. Of course, that's what I'm just saying. Yeah, all of us, all of you, You Queen Shiba 7, you have a star also that's shown upon you, and actually on your birth, and it was there with you all along when you were in the womb, and it cycled and comes out into creation and actually came out to become you. So give thanks for that star. Right, so after that, the lines are open for those of you in St. Lucia, definitely. I know that the topic is a high topic, because I mean, we cannot just come on every day and talk about the same kind of thing. I mean, every time you can, I mean, you have to get some high vibes to leave that earthly realms and go in the heavenly realms. Lines open. Those of you in St. Lucia, definitely you could give us a call, 452-2693. And then if you don't call the WhatsApp, because don't call the WhatsApp number. If you want to give a text, probably you can, right? But 452-2693, definitely the number you could call to actually comment. Okay? Those of you in YouTube also, if you have a question, definitely you could type it in the question thing there, and then we will deal with it from there. There was a question there. Let me just answer that question before as I said from that time. What causes ringworm? Ringworm is caused by a fungus. It's caused by a fungus, myocele. So ringworm is caused by fungus. You could use the herb called king of the forest. Use it to scrub the area. You could drink it also, very good. And if it is that you have ringworm, that means that you have lots of sugar in your blood. So you have to get out the sugar from the blood. Why? Because the sugar is the food of the fungus. It's like a yeast infection. If you always have yeast infection, that means that the fungus is always getting food. And then the area is warm and clammy and conducive for the growth of fungus. So the fungus is always going to come there and live and grow and eat and free up and do all type of things. Right? So definitely it's important to fully understand that. All right, so from that soul aspect of you, your conscience, your morals, immaterialize, right? Then let's say look at the effort, your effort, which is that force field there, that energy, right? So then we understand that, look, you are an ephemeral being also. That means that that lucid substance that surround you, that now is measurable. It is measurable. It is measurable, because you have that energy, you have that frequency, and definitely you could see that vibration around you. And basically, when that vibration actually is around you, that thing, because that's why sometimes, someone cut off their leg and they still feel like they have a leg 2 months, 3 months afterwards. They call it the quantum theory, the phantom theory. Okay, so you have energy. If you come from a place, you are still there. It's not like that you're not there. As you move through the room, you have a trail of energy that actually follows you, right? So it is very important that you might pick it up as heat signal, but definitely the effort of a man is very important. His vibration, right? That's that man vibes not going with me, what do you call your vibes? Your vibration. So when you say, oh, this man vibes not going with me, what your vibes in, man? Your vibration. They're not going with me. What that means is that you understand that you have that effort aspect of you. Okay? So Brother Kessel, what's the first thing to do to detox the body? I mean, definitely it would be good to go on like a 7-day drinking of something like your king of the forest, or your vervine for 7 days, and then you take what you call a laxative, right? A free up laxative. We have that. Go on our website, prescalage.com or akimpien.com. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes. But then stop listening. Stop listening to the TV, right? Turn down the volume of your TV, and then listen to what I'm saying in the phone, because you're having lots of feedback. Okay, do that. Yes, Princess Mia. I'm telling you, because your TV is so loud, it's just like you're an echo, and I cannot really hear what you're trying to say. So bring down the volume of the TV, or go someplace where, yeah. Okay, give thanks. All right, give thanks. That's better. If I believe in El Selassie, I'm not really having you see, my spiritual thing is my personal thing, as spiritual. I never come and preach to nobody. I never come and tell nobody to become Rasta. That's personal for me, right? That's my personal belief, right? That's me. That's personal. But when you hear somebody say Rastafari, that means that they praise His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. When you say yeah Rastafari, that's it, right? As a Bobo Shanti, I do praise also Marcus Mosiah Garvey and King Emmanuel Charles Edward. Okay, I do praise these people there. All right, so I believe in the living God. I don't believe nothing, no God from the sky and them type of things there, and God going to fall down from the sky and come and no. I would before I believe in a God that's going to feed me from the sky, I rather kneel down before my wife, man, right? And yeah, before I believe in a food falling from the sky and feeding me or them type of things there. You're welcome, brother. Well, I tell you, well, at the end of the day, I don't come and discuss religious issues. Everybody's religious thing is personal to them, but I personally believe that God is man and man is God in flesh. That's my whole thing. I don't believe in no dead God thing. All right. So definitely, I suffer with Crohn's disease, brother. What herbs can I use to help me? I mean, you see, these things that come with an intense level of stress, right? So definitely you have to ease off your stress, because right now we're going from the soul, the effort, to the emotion, because the emotional being, because you're an emotional being. When you get so emotional, right? Jewelry box store, right? When you get so emotional, what it means is that means that your endocrine system is on the if you have warp speed, okay, warp speed. So that means that your thyroid gland is under stress, your adrenal gland is under stress, and all these different endocrine glands are particularly under high speed production of biological chemicals called hormones, right? So Crohn's disease now is basically what you call an autoimmune disease. So when it is that every time you just knocking off your immune system through stress. When a dog is chasing you, that stress only supposed to last for a couple of, let's say about a minute. So you see the dog, he's just chasing you. The minute you get away from the dog, you breathe heavy. Then okay, all right, that stress is gone. Then your hormonal levels actually come back to normal. But if it is that you are in a permanent state of stress, that means that dog is always chasing you. Your cortisol level is always high. Someone don't just develop Crohn's disease or any autoimmune disease, bam, just like that, unless they have intense stress or they were exposed to some kind of toxic substance, right? So the first thing we tell people is, okay, all right, be happy, be calm, be loving, forgive yourself, right? And then you could use herbs like King of the Forest. You could use, basically we tell people just to take a little, we have what you call a package, a mail package. You have a caller? Okay. Yes, caller, blessed. Well, of course, we do have something for diabetic neuropathy, which is basically the damage of the nerve because of the high sugar. There is healing for it, but I just tell you that we have something for diabetic neuropathy. There is healing, right? It's not just like cure. There is healing, because if diabetes is a chronic illness, so it's not like it took you for your nerve to get damaged, it take you over 10, 15 years. So when you talk about a cure, it's not like you're going to drink a herb and boom, it's going to come. That means that you have to go through a particular lifestyle change. You have to eat different to actually keep the blood sugar level at a level whereby it won't keep on damaging your nerves, right? And then now you have to use herbs that could help to regenerate and rebuild up that nervous system cell called your neurons, right? So it is very important that you understand that the reason why your nerves are not functioning properly and getting damaged as a diabetic is because of the high blood sugar levels. So to take care of diabetic neuropathy, you have to first and foremost regulate your blood sugar levels, right? And then now every other thing come after that. So we have products for that called the Rastlox, called the Icon, called all them different products, right, that you could actually utilize to help you with your nerves. All right? Give thanks, my brother. Thanks for calling. Love, love. There's a love. Okay, for all those people head now on okay YouTube people. Okay, all right. Some of you I cannot see, but I mean Herbert, give thanks. Frony Greater, give thanks. Rugged Divinity, Joanne V. Thomas, give thanks. Katrina, give thanks. Anif, Daniel Forbes, Mike D, Deep Rooted Canals, Mary Kemp, Honorable Prophet, give thanks. Honorable Goddess Ethiopia Uhuru, give thanks. Kevin Thoms, give thanks. Nicolem Yaya Jackson, give thanks. Oxum, your setup working is properly. Okay, give thanks. Donna Addison, give thanks. What's the most potent herb to kill cancer cells in the male structure? Give thanks to you for sharing your knowledge with us. Loads of blessings to you. Give thanks, Honorable. I mean, one of the most potent man herb is basically that herb called the feuille du vent, or what they call the anamu, right? Or what they call the gully root. That's one of the most potent herbs when it comes to destroying cancer cells. Kate, peace, brother. What do you recommend for herpes? Herpes, we have a 21-day program for herpes, right? So it's a 21-day program that you have to get for herpes. Send us an email. That's info@priestkailash.com, info@priestkailash.com. Edith, blessed love, honorable. Give thanks, honorable empress. Glorify. All right. So, brother, finish off on what you were saying about the herbs for Crohn's. Yeah, so I was saying that basically you have to lubricate the intestines. You know, plenty of sea moss, plenty of you know, you could use your coconut milk and allow it to ferment and utilize it to actually replenish your probiotics, the good bacteria within your gut. Okay, so you do lots of fresh salads. All right, and then also what you do is that you take your time and you chew your food, and always meditate before you eat. Bring yourself to a calm before you eat. All right. So we've had many people who had Crohn's and they're doing wonderful now. So it's just basically, it's a guideline, and I won't be able to tell you everything right over that Instagram chat right here, right now. Okay, so, all right, so okay. All right, so blessed love King Empress. What does King of the Forest do to reduce sugar? King of the Forest is basically a liver cleanser, right, and a blood detoxifier. So it removes toxins from the physical structure. When it comes to the whole aspect of reducing blood sugar levels, you would more look like at herbs like your anamu, and you would look at more herbs like your vervine, the cinnamon leaf, right, the bay leaf, the neem bush, right, the seed on the leaf, what they call the shankapiedra, all them different things there you could actually, you know, utilize for blood sugar regulation. All right. Is there such a thing as consuming too much sea moss? I mean, there's if it is that too much of anything is bad. Okay, so it's always a balance. All right, so I utilize sea moss like almost daily. Okay, but I also utilize bladderwrack and wakame and then and spirulina algae that I harvest myself in the ocean, right? But I incorporate these things that in my everyday cooking, like I'm gonna take a big bowl of sea moss and just eating sea moss. What you want from the sea moss is the macro minerals, right? So it's very important that you just balance it off, right? So if you use it every day, just use it with discretion. Okay, too much of nothing is good. Okay, all right. So it's good to just use your discretion. All right. So we have some questions there on WhatsApp. Let me see if I can get that without actually pausing my vibes. But if I do that, okay. I am always tuned in. You are doing a great job. Keep it up, Priest Kailash. Yes, Zania. We'll give thanks for the love, honorable. Give thanks for the divine love for always tuning in. Give thanks. What's your favorite food? Well, we don't really say meal, and we said feast. Meal is like MEAL is the same as MESPACE ILL. Meal. So when you eat a meal, that means that you actually make it. You see, one person asked me on YouTube, what is my favorite food? Meal. And the other person asked me, what is my favorite juice? On Instagram and on Facebook. It seems like you already want to know things there, man. Anyway, so I don't really have a favorite food. I'm not like a man with a favorite food. I just eat what I feel like eating for the moment. Right? I like to feast. And I'm not it is like IT, anything. Right? I like to feast. Like, you know what I feel for. So I like my green soups with my zephina and my different aspects. And basically, I like to have like lots of liquidy, kind of foods. And my green juices is my favorite juices, probably a key lime and ginger and them type of thing that I have no favorite. That's not a favorite, but I say I like that, or my sea moss, right? Or something like we have something called a power brew. Oh, I love that. I love to do my power brew and my different things, which is basically a mix, a blend of herbs and some cocoa sticks and different type of things blend up together. As I say, my favorite juice is the juice that I need at the moment. That's what's my favorite juice. Is my favorite food. Is the food I feel for at the moment. Give thanks. Blessed love, honorable priest Didi Kwa. What herbs to take if you think you having kidney problems? I appreciate all the knowledge you extend to us as a family. Well, it would be good to have like a combination of herbs. Like it's better you combine like Spanish needle, cedar leaf, and stinging nettle. So that these three herbs are very potent urinary cleansing herbs, and these three herbs there will actually assist you immensely. All right. Yes, Mia, give thanks that you love it. Oh, you love it, give thanks. But Black Chinese, do you take or recommend mushrooms like shaga, reishi, turkey tails, and lion's mane? We indulge in plenty things, but we're not like addicted to stuff. Somebody asked about addicted a while ago, right? An addiction is basically whereby your physical self, as we didn't even go into that aspect of things. We were on the so we came from the soul man, we went to the emotional man, then the physical man, which is that flesh and blood. When that flesh and blood takes over all these other aspects of you, all these other levels of you, then you become like an addict, right? So you must never so you have your physical being, which is basically that physical aspect of you, which is that manifestation of cells, teeth, and bone, right? That is controlled. So your emotional state will actually cause your physical state to actually respond by the production of biological hormones right from your endocrine system. Then you have from your emotional self, we spoke about your effort, which is basically your vibrational frequency, which is still affect your emotional, and then which still will still be seen in your emotion of anger and surprise, right? Happiness, sadness, grief, all these things that are particular emotions that people do experience. And these emotions are actually followed by or accompanied by or made manifested in your physical being via the production of a particular neurotransmitter, or what you refer to as a hormone. Very important. So you have your physical self, your emotional self, your effort, your soul, your spirit, your star self, your astral self, and your God self. So all these things there manifest in disease or wellness. So you have to get that balance in that whole realms of yourself to understand exactly what is happening to you. Okay, all right. Have you ever seen what chronics seen, but have seen bush doctor like Tosh and Mali resurrect like a real? Okay, all right. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so on our YouTube live on Sunday, we in fact going to have Brother Chronics with us on our YouTube live. That's okay. You know, last week, Sunday before, we had Brother Riza Islam with us live on our YouTube channel. So this coming and on our YouTube live on Sunday, definitely we're going to be having Chronics with us, Brother Jamal. We're going to have him with us, definitely, giving us some inspiration on the whole realm. So you tune in, and that's going to be from definitely this Sunday live on our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a wonderful interview with our brother, from 7 o'clock until, so put that on your calendar. The flyer is going to be out soon, so you're going to check it out, but definitely we're going to have a wonderful interview going into the whole realms of the Livity, how it helps us even in these corona times. All right, Queen 7 Sheba, what herbs eliminates excess gas from the body? Patchouli. Patchouli is very good. Patchouli, and also French thyme. What causes blockage or flow of lymphatic system? The lymphatic drainage, plenty things could cause, even obesity could cause blockages. Mucus, Right, so when it comes to your lymphatic system, you need lots of diuretic herbs like your Spanish needle, cedar leaf, stinging nettle, vervine, and also nice, light, gentle massages, feather light massages. Let's sun, soul, flower, blessed loves, free spirit. Give thanks for all those of you who join us this evening, and definitely Lucia, what's good for pressure? You could use herbs like dandelion that will help you with pressure. African Prince, yeah, Honorable Prince, what is best for the treatment of fibroid or thyroids? The thyroids, bladder rock, and sea moss. Lover of horses, great show. Where can we get the herbs? Definitely, all of our herbs are available at Livity. So those of you who are in St. Lucia, definitely you could actually get it from there, and you could give us a call. We do deliver 722-3660. You could WhatsApp, and those of you on internationally in priestkailash.com or akimpierre.com, AKEMPIERRE.com, or also priestkailash.com, myname.com. Eric Max, give thanks. Honorable, give thanks. Bobo Flames, yes, I give thanks. Leah Moffat, blessed love, what herbs can cure high blood pressure? As I said, high blood pressure, you definitely have to go on a sodium low and a potassium high diet, or leave it. So lots of dandelion green juice, lots of stinging nettle green juice, lots of Spanish needle green juice, lots of cylinder leaf. All these things, they are natural diuretics that will actually help to take out the excess fluid from your physical structure, and definitely help to regulate your blood pressure levels, and also abstain from all these dairy products, and abstain from all the bread, because the bread and all these pastries contain what we call baking powder, and baking powder definitely is sodium also. When you are getting colon cleanse in stock, the colon cleanse is supposed to be restocked sometime this strong here, so you could pre-order, because definitely the shipment is going, but you know how it goes. As soon as the colon cleanse gets in stock, it's out of stock, because it works wonderfully. All right, so give thanks to all those of you who were with us live tonight. Give thanks for all the questions that we got. Definitely, we have about 6 more minutes remaining, so if you have any more questions, definitely this is the time for you to ask your question. No questions? Okay. Call us 452-2593, 452-2593, and also you could actually WhatsApp. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I always look forward to your lives. Truly a blessing. Give thanks, beloved, for listening. Basic instincts. Give thanks, honorable. Catch the world. Trying to get back alkaline. You can't get back, you have to go forward. And if you go back, that means that you going back. Cocoa Monga, kidney failure dialysis. What, that's a question. What are you talking about there? You just say kidney failure dialysis and you put a question mark. What are you talking about? Ia Preciosa, give thanks. Empress Natasha, heart of love. Okay, all right. What's the difference between prostate and colon? The colon basically is part of your intestines. Okay, the colon is the large intestine. That basically is the part that's responsible for the absorption of water or liquids from your intestine, and actually helps to solidify your feces. Okay, so it's the latter aspect. So you have your transverse, your ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon. All these are different aspects of your colon. That's very important. All right, so also the prostate is basically the gland, the male reproductive gland that's responsible for the bulk of the production of the testosterone, the male hormone, and also during ejaculation, it secretes prostatic fluids that helps the sperm, that nurtures the sperm, very rich in zinc, right? So the prostate is like the ovaries of the ovaries. What an ovary is to a woman, the prostate is to the man, right? Good evening. How can I slow down wrinkles and gray hair? I like my gray. I don't know about that one there. Well, you could get a black dye and dye that. But okay, definitely. Stop stressing yourself and eat plenty of fresh foods, okay? Wrinkling, massage your skin, massage your skin. Use natural coconut oil and shea butter and these type of things there. stay out of storm. What can I use for bless? Bless is what you call inflammation of the joints. Okay, so what you're talking about, definitely you could use some vervine green juice, some turmeric, right? You could use that. You could massage the chest area with some warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder. You can do that and just take some deep breathing and do some lots of stretching. Bring the two shoulders together to close that little gap of the sternum. Okay, very important. But we have a product called Circle Early and the Pure Gold. Both of these there would be excellent to actually help you with your problems, my sister. Okay? Alright. Your chest, yes. Save this live, please. I will see what I can do about that. Will you, Akim and Dora, be having any retreat with this COVID in? Yeah, of course. I mean, we have people coming in already with the COVID and everything, but our retreats are more discreet for, we only take like 7 and these type of people, right? So definitely we are planning for launching of the retreats for next year. We'll be having a small retreat in December, so if you're interested, definitely you could contact Royal Majesty. What are good foods for early pregnancy? Okra, lots of okra, lots of amaranth, lots of amaranth. So definitely you can utilize lots of amaranth. Amaranth is a whitish grain, very rich in iron. And also definitely what you have to do is have to just drink lots of what you call your bladderwrack and your sea moss. This thing there helps the baby to be real strong. What is the best herb to expel kidney stones? The number one herb, hands down, knockout, win the show herb is what you call your seed underleaf. Right? The seed underleaf. That's the best herb to actually remove kidney stone. Who to contact for the retreat? You could email info@priestkailash.com. That's info@priestkailash.com. Also info@akimpia.com. Definitely. Thank you. I have dribbled couple seconds after peeing. I'm a male. What can I do? Use Spanish needle, seed under leaf, and stinging nettle in combination. Right? These things there would actually assist you. Same thing for someone on dialysis. Just avoid too much potassium high foods, because high potassium levels is what actually kills people with kidney problems. Okay? It's called hyperkalemia. Alright, so Joanne, what foods will help with menstrual pain? I mean, use red raspberry from 7 days before your cycle starts. Red raspberry, the leaf of it as a tea, and also the fruit of it help to boost up your iron level. Okay, and also you could just use bay leaf like 7 days before, bay leaf tea, or you could use St. John's bush 7 days before your cycle. Alright, where can I get King of the Forest from? I'm in Spain. Can I buy from, you said it's good for, yeah, I mean, go on akimpia.com, you'll get the King of the Forest. Okay, Brian Howard, blessed love, Honorable Brian Howard, give thanks for joining us tonight. Give thanks, Honorable, definitely give thanks for all those of you who were with us live tonight in St. Lucia on HTS. And also, what can I use for earache? Final question. Just warm up some castor oil. Take like the black castor oil, and what you do, you warm up that castor oil over some steam, okay, and you pour some on the back of your hands. And if you have some CBD oil, right, you could put a little touch in it, okay, very effective. Or you have a product called a dewormer, you put some and you warm it up over steam, and then you put some at the back of the hand, so the temperature is good enough, and you pour it down into the air, and you block it with a piece of cotton, and you pour into the other air, and you block it with a piece of cotton. Definitely excellent for you. Give thanks, that was our final question. Give thanks for all those of you who were with us tonight, and give thanks for all those of you who join us on YouTube, and those of you who was on Instagram, and those of you who are with us on HTS Live on the national network here in St. Lucia. So give thanks for everyone who was with us. I couldn't answer all the questions, but definitely look out, as we said, coming Sunday on our Instagram Live and also on our YouTube Live. Just subscribe if you don't subscribe yet on our YouTube, Honorable Priest Kailash. Definitely we'll be having our brother Chronix with us, talking about the ital Livity and how it is that you will step up yourself in this whole coronavirus time there. So give thanks again for all those of you who were with us. May the Almighty God keep on blessing you and make His holy face shine upon your holy face. Blessed love. Give thanks. Give thanks. Our program is now terminated on HTS, and all those of you who were live with us also on YouTube and Instagram. Give thanks for all those of you who were with us. All the questions that you all ask, I specifically give thanks for that. And I pray that you know that next week or next strong, definitely we could do it again. Remember, coming Sunday on our YouTube live, we'll be hosting our brother, Chronics. We're gonna have a wonderful show. Program, but the show we're not showing off nothing. So we welcome all of you on board. Give thanks again. Give thanks. Give thanks. Rastafari. Give thanks. Love, 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 love. Give thanks. Thank you also, brother, for your time. Okay? Joel Edward, give thanks also for your time. Give thanks, Empress Edith. Had a love. Marilyn Francis will answer your question some other time. Had a love. Give thanks.